What's up guys, it's Devon of That Child Gamer. Welcome back to another Doki Doki New Eyes video. We left off last time where Yuri has lost her mind. Completely lost her mind. And if you haven't seen last video, go check it out. Seriously, like, you'll be completely lost if you don't. Because so much happened in just the first part of the game that it's like, holy crap. Like, we just, last video we learned, you know, how she got her fetish. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to say it just to make you guys go watch it, because like I said last time, if you have no knowledge of the actual game, please by all means get some knowledge before watching this, because then it's going to be very confusing for you guys. But nonetheless, we are going to go ahead and we are going to continue playing. So we're going to go load game, and we're going to do exactly where we left off. Yuri? Dad, you say, so this is Yuri dreaming now. She had just fallen asleep for bedtime. Dad, you see, things aren't looking good for Dad. You know that he loves you. It's not his fault. Oh, is this gonna teach us what happened with her father? Because I know last time I kind of assumed that maybe he left the house or left the family, but this might be the explanation of where he went. You know that he loves you. It's not his fault. He wants to see you again. Please grant his last wish. Excuse me, my nose is really, really itchy for some reason. I don't know why. It's not like runny today, but it's like really itchy. And every time I record it, that's what happens. He told me it was the only thing he wanted. Please do it, Yuri. Please. Please what? Don't leave him alone. Ooh, too late. He's already gone. No. My breath is uneven. I don't feel so good. What time is it? Did I spend the night here? I've been doing that more and more lately. Sleeping on the couch, having bad dreams. My nose is itchy. Ah! I don't want to remember. It's only my right nostril, too. Like, nothing else itches but my right nostril. I can't just keep living in the past. The book I read yesterday is still on my lap. Holy crap. I really should have one ear out, but I really want to hear this amazing music. I fell asleep without even finishing it. So if I mess up, then that's just kind of that. I apologize. I close it and I put it back in my bag. I'll have time to finish it today, I guess. Also, I put the mic a little bit closer to my face, so I'm able to, you guys can see the entire microphone in the actual background, so that's that. Natsuki's probably already getting ready to leave right now. I could try meeting her again this morning, just like yesterday, although she said she enjoyed being alone sometimes, right? But me meeting up with her shouldn't be much of a bother, hopefully. Oh god. I totally forgotten about yesterday. The fact that you burned your house down, or the fact that you cut yourself? Oh, the cut. I'll have to make sure this cut disappears as soon as possible. That answers my question. If anybody finds out, they'll think I'm insane. They won't think, they'll know! They'll know you are insane! A shower will do for now. I get up from my couch and undress in the living room. I guess that's a perk of living alone. I chuckle and walk to the bathroom. You live alone, you can just yank it off anywhere, pretty much. That's the beauty of it. Ah, that felt really nice. Hot water on cold skin. I feel all clean now. I glance at my forearm again. The little remnants of blood are now gone, and the cut is barely visible. Now my question is, why do you do that when the windows are wide open? That's what I want to know. I have no idea if my mouse is showing, but I'm pointing at the windows right now, and they're wide open, and Yuri just got undressed in the living room, which kinda, it's weird. Now, I should think about gathering today's attire. I grabbed the clothes I left in the living room, and I put them in my laundry bag. Uniform. Going through all my clothes is always such a pain. Mom offered me a ton of beautiful dresses and skirts, but I've never managed to wear them out in public. It's just too embarrassing. Why is it embarrassing? So I just wear clothes that are modest and subtle, and I try to go unnoticed. I'm sorry. Whenever I have to itch my other side, it's like my voice gets kind of blocked by the mic from the microphone because my hand's in the way. So I do apologize if I get muffled every now and then. I put my uniform on and I look out the window. I think I can see Natsuki from the distance. I'm gonna miss her if I don't hurry. I run down the stairs, almost falling as I do so. Natsuki would kill me if she saw me tripping again. I grab my bag as I walk towards the door. Before opening it, I look behind me. Devon said he would start reading. Maybe he would enjoy one of my books. So what, you're just gonna grab one off the shelf? I take a few seconds to choose one. It's nothing spectacular, but I hope he'll at least have an interest in something I've chosen for him. I turn around. Without a second thought, I open the door and step outside. I lock the door behind me and I begin searching for Natsuki. So wait. I thought she had purchased a book for him. Am I, like, reading into that wrong? Or is that just, I don't know. I'm assuming things way too quickly. I'm just gonna continue reading. She's at the other end of the street. Natsuki! People turn to look at me. Oh, Lord. That's gotta be the most, like, embarrassing thing ever. You yell in public, and then people just start looking at you like you've done something wrong. And it's like, oh, it's the most horrific feel ever. Because then, like, everybody's watching you, and it's like, you can't mess up now. Why did I just yell? This is so embarrassing. Sorry. I look down. It seems that Natsuki heard me, though. She's walking towards me now. God, Yuri, you're loud! What got you into this morning? I just wanted to walk with you, and I thought I wouldn't be fast enough to catch up with you, so... Oh, I see. Just call me on my phone next time, alright? Of course. And I'm moving my leg up and down again, so you're gonna hear, like, my chair move every now and then. It's kind of annoying. Wish I had a better chair. I just panicked. Yesterday's events shook me a little, so I'm not thinking straight. How am I even supposed to apologize? Don't just stand there, dummy. You don't want to be left late to school, right? Of course not. Hey, Yuri, is everything alright? You're just answering with of course and of course not. You're usually a lot more expressive. Don't tell me you didn't sleep because of a book again. No, I'm just... Ooh, excuse me. I don't know. I'm having mixed feelings. It's just one of those days, you know? I see. Then let's make sure this day is an interesting one. It's all because of her mother, isn't it? I hate her so much. She's a bitch. The fact that she would, like... not even I know she said she can't cancel, but like really I would so choose my daughter's birthday over a freaking important meeting, because they either one, they need to understand, or two, you need to quit that job. Thank you, Natsuki. It's my duty as your role model, Yuri. I'm guessing a role model shouldn't be late then. Didn't you say we should hurry? Oh, that's right. Let's go. Natsuki picks up the pace. Despite her small size, it's hard to catch up to her. That's a short joke. I love that. She's always so full of energy. Doesn't she ever get tired? Natsuki's all out of breath. Hey Yuri. What is it? First, were you seriously challenging me to a race without me even knowing it? Possibly. You totally act like a kid sometimes, Natsuki. Oh my lord. Life is about having fun, you know. One piece of advice I'll give you is, stop worrying about everyone else. Well, I mean, don't shout my name in the streets either, but you know what I mean, right? I really appreciate Natsuki's concern, but I don't think she really understands that this is who I am. I'm not really sad or anything. I'm satisfied with my life, as far as I'm concerned. My nose is so itchy, I hate it. I'm passionate about a few things, and that's all I need. Thank you for the life advice, Natsuki. I'll think about it. My nose! My advice is the best, after all. I almost said life is the best, but that's not true. Here you go again. Or here you go again. You just don't understand my philosophy, Yuri. Ooh, that's a big word for Natsuki. Burn! Open your eyes, and you shall see the light. You're in a surprisingly good mood. Are you happy to see Devon, maybe? That was way too direct. It sounds weird asking it this way. What are you saying, Yuri? I already told you I hate him. I abhor him. Actually, I don't want to see him at all. Is that so? Well then, we'll see what kind of poem he came up with yesterday, so don't get ahead of yourself yet. Heh, I'll teach him a thing or two. Oh, how'd your poem writing go? Oh, fine, I guess? I'll just show you this evening. She sounds really nervous. In all honesty, I am too. I hope my poem will be a success. I wrote it for myself, of course, but I'd just like everyone to understand the message behind it. Alright then. By the way, I'll probably be late this evening, so don't wait for me, alright? Just wait for me. Oh my lord. Just wait for me in the club room. Oh, how come? Sorry, it's a little personal. Personal? I don't want to push her too much, but that's a little weird. Natsuki's always an open person. I shrug. It's fine. I'll see you this evening then. Alright, have a good day, Yuri. Same goes for you, Natsuki. Slowly Oh, the music changed. She slowly walks towards the entrance of her building. What a weird conversation. But talking about poems again really What? She's using big words again. I can't do this. She really intrigued my interest. What should I expect from Devon's poem? I don't want to wait. I shake my head and enter the building. Or my building. So many students. Some of them are looking at me. I continuously glance at my uniform to check for any wrinkles or embarrassing imperfections, but I can't find any. What's wrong? Why are they looking at me? It's probably because your boobs. You have to, like... That's really hard to miss. I walk at a faster pace and I enter my classroom. I sigh as I place my bag near my desk. I feel incredibly tired for some reason. Would it be okay to call Mom again this evening? No, of course not. That'd only bother her while she's hard at work. Once again, I sigh. Suddenly, I jerk my head up. I must look like an idiot, sighing at my table, looking down. Did the class already start? I wasn't paying attention. Seems like it started a while ago, too. I'm spacing out even more than usual. Maybe I should think about actually sleeping in my bed one of these nights. I open my notebook and I start taking a few notes. Never have I been so happy to hear the school bell. I look outside. The students are already running everywhere and heading back home. Are their parents waiting for them? Actually, questioning myself like that isn't going to change anything. The members of the club are my family. I smile to myself. I shouldn't worry about that. That's really sad to think. Like, I'm not saying it's bad to think of, your friends as your family, but, like, the fact that that's kind of all she has to think about is the sad part. Because, like, she doesn't have any really real family to turn to. She just has her friends right now, and her mother most likely won't even show up to the party. I mean, if I've played any game or seen any movie before, whenever somebody says, oh, you know what, I don't know if I'm going to make it, and whenever they say that they could possibly make it, they don't usually make it. So that's my prediction. Her mother's never going to show up ever. I love them all so much. I put my things in my bag and I get up. Monica must be in the club room already. Maybe she could throw me the pictures she took yesterday, or show me. I don't know why I said throw. As usual, I'm the last one to exit the room. Just as I prepare to go to the staircase, I spot a familiar figure. Is that Monica? I lift my hand and I shyly wave. Oh no. Oh, I thought maybe it was her trying to code again, like in private, but maybe not. I don't know. Oh, Yuri, last one to leave, I see. Indeed. I was just lost in my thoughts as usual. Well, if anything's bothering you, feel free to talk about it with everyone. We'd be glad to have a friendly talk. Thank you, Monica. What are you doing here, by the way? Should you be at the club room? Yeah, I've got a little bit of coding to do, so I'll join you guys later. As of now, I'm just looking for Sayori. Have you seen her anywhere? No, sorry, I don't think I have. Why are you looking for her? She'll come to the club later, as usual. Don't worry about that, Yuri. I'll see you later at the club. How strange. First Natsuki, then she. Is something on my face? And why would Monica suddenly look for Sayori? This is none of my business, but it's bothering me. I walk to the stairs. I guess I'll be alone in the club room then. Unless... Oh god, what if Devon's in there already? I can't stay alone with him. What would I say? It'd be so awkward. I slowly exhale. I can do this. After all, that wouldn't kill me. I may be feeling embarrassed, but everything will be fine. Before entering the room, I place my ear against the door. I can't really hear anything, so he's probably not in there. But he may be reading. Reading doesn't make noise, though. Devon told me he doesn't read. But if he started reading what if he started reading because of us? What am I supposed to do? I slowly open the door and I peek inside. Thank God. I sigh in relief. He's not in here. The air feels cool. It looks like someone opened a window earlier. Did Monica come in here before I did? I look around. This place has a much different atmosphere when nobody's here. I can't say it's not peaceful, but it feels surreal. Natsuki should be here soon, though, so I won't have to wait too long for her arrival. I place my bag on my usual chair and I get my poem out. After reading it again, I think it did a good job with the symbolism. Not too much, but not too little. I hope I won't have to give an in-depth explanation of it, though. I nervously tap my notebook's cover with my index finger. Oh my lord, I can't read today either. Why do I feel so uneasy? I can't even bring myself to read a book. Monica, why would you make us write poems in the first place? I hear steps in the corridor. Probably Natsuki. The door opens. Oh, hello again, Monica. Well, it wasn't Natsuki after all. I'm relieved, though. That means I want to be alone when Devon comes in. Hello there. Did you find Sayori? I didn't, sadly. I guess... Oh, my lord. I guess I'll just have to see her when she'll come to the club, haha. Of course, you should just sit down and rest for a bit. Mind if I sit next to you? Oh, no, not at all. I give Monica a big smile. She moves her chair next to mine. So tell me, did you write a poem yesterday? Is she already planning on reading mine? Yeah, I did, yes. I don't know if anyone will like it, but I did my best. Well, that's good. Writing is about enjoying your hobby, so you keep saying, oh my lord. I think you're some kind of role model for all of us, you know? I think I'm blushing. Oh, is that so? Of course, Sayori and I talked about you a few days ago. It's impressive to see you so devoted to your hobbies. I mean, it's just a passion, so it's pretty normal, you know? Trust me, it isn't. Having a passion is good, but you're displaying a lot of motivation. That's why you're part of the club, after all. Sayori thinks the same. Haha. Well, thank you, Monica. Sayori thinks I'm a role model. I'm the one looking up to her, though. She's so funny and always full of energy. I wish I could talk to her more. Oh, it sounds like someone's coming in. I hate the way I can't read. Indeed, I hear some steps in the corridor. I concentrate to hear what's going on behind the door. I think I can hear voices. Natsuki and Sayori, maybe? A few seconds later, Natsuki opens the door and enters the club, followed by Sayori. Both of them look really uneasy. What are they talking about? I look at Sayori and I wave at her. She brightly smiles at us and sits at the table across from me. I've been feeling lately she doesn't really want to talk to me, but I wanted to say hello. Suddenly, the club door opens. Without even wanting to, I smile when I see Devon walking in. Monica gets up and immediately greets him. Hi again, Devon. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Is it keep or kept? I don't know. I have to scroll all the way down again. This is kind of weird. Keep. Yeah, but at least I keep my word. Yeah, I don't know. He looks around him, taking a few seconds to look at every one of us. As he looks at me, I get up to greet him. Thank you for keeping me a promise, Devon. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive head first in literature when you're not accustomed to it. Before I get the time to finish my sentence, Natsuki joins the conversation. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year, and last year too. I don't know if you plan on just to come here to hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wow, that was a tough sentence to say. I can't help it, I want to laugh. Natsuki's reaction is priceless. Manga is literature! She goes back to her chair without saying another word. I give her a compassionate smile, but she doesn't smile back. Is she really that hurt? Don't worry, guys. Devon's always gives it his best as long as you're having fun. I'm going to move my screen up a little bit so I can kind of see how long we've been recording for. Cool. He helps me with the busy work without me even asking. I'll make sure that doesn't change the fact. Okay, just making sure that didn't change where the actual recording was. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. So Devon is someone Sayori can count on. The more I learn about him, the more interesting he becomes, and the more he loses his face. It looks like he didn't really want Sayori to tell us about this, though. He looks all embarrassed now. Whenever people get embarrassed in animes, they lose their face, and that's like the funniest thing to joke about. It's like, yay, you're embarrassed, time to tear your face off. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting, and you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? These two really look good together. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Oh god, I didn't mean to say that at all. I mean, I'd like to get to know Devon, but I didn't mean to flat out say I'm jealous. How come? You and Devon can become good friends too. Sayori's always so straightforward, but it's not really that easy to talk to someone whom you barely know. I glance at Devon. He looks very uneasy. Sayori, Is he embarrassed about the situation, or is it because he doesn't want to be my friend? I don't want to act pushy with him, but I look at my bag. I can see the book I chose for him sticking out. It looks like Sayori saw me glancing at it. Suddenly, she bursts out with excitement. Oh! Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait. What? I never, ever told Sayori that I had a book. Like, what you do? Just look at me and say, hey, Yuri brought you something. How'd she know that was for him? That's my question. That just doesn't make sense to me. Like, how can she so bluntly say, hey, Yuri brought you something, even though she doesn't know that for sure? She just looked at the book. She just found the book. She didn't know that it was for Devon. Wait, Sayori! He wasn't supposed to know already. I wasn't even ready to give it to him. What if he doesn't like it? It'll make everything even more awkward. Me? Not really. I can't just openly say that I brought him a book. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? It feels so weird when Devon's talking to me. Why can't I just speak normally? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? How did she even know that book was for Devon? That's my question! That was so my question! How did she even know that book was for Devon? I know I usually read works of larger lengths, but just how am I supposed to react to this? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. Obviously. Devon sighs and turns toward me. I just can't bring myself to look at his eyes. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? I immediately feel slightly more at ease. Maybe Devon doesn't read, but he's really good with words. Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright, well here. I grabbed the book from my bag. I'd like to tell him to be gentle with it, but I know he will be. I know he's... I just know he's a gentle... I can't read that with a straight face, I'm sorry. But that's just the most cliche thing I've ever heard. Especially just like, the fact that that's just like... I'm not saying I'm not gentle in real life, but the fact of just hearing this in a game from another like anime chick, it's like, what the frick? Oh my lord. And I'm not completely gentle, let's just say that. Like, I'm not a bad person in real life, but I'm also not completely gentle. Like, if somebody, like, ticks me off, obviously I'm gonna get mad. It's the normal human reaction. So, yeah. Also, my body's also a lot thinner than it is. Like, I'm very toned in real life, and I'm also very chubby. So, he's definitely not the real me. I just know he's a gentle person. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it would keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it, if you wanted. There, I did it. I said it. I stare at Devon's eyes for a second. He's smiling at me. He looks happy. Now that I think about it, he does. Oh my god, stop with the cliches. It's making me angry. I can't read this with a straight face because I'm literally talking about myself. He does look handsome. Well, I'm not going to deny it. His facial features are delicate, and his eyes have that beautiful crimson color. I can't even. I'm just going to pretend this is a different Devon because I can't freaking read this when she talks like that if I don't. I look down again. In the end, everything went well. I'll have to thank Sayori later if I get the chance to. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. Why did I play this game again? Why did I ever come back to this? He takes the book from my hands and looks at it. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Devon nods at me and goes back to his chair, followed by Sayori. I sit too and grab my book from my bag. I'm trying as hard as I can to read, but I just can't. Devon's smile is stuck inside my head. I just want to look up to see what he's doing, though. Is he reading the book I gave him? I slowly look away from my book. Huh? He's not sitting up at the table anymore. Where did he... Oh, he's talking to Natsuki. I guess she's going to start complaining once again. But it's a good idea to try and make her feel a bit more at ease. I think Devon understands how to do it, at least. Yuri! Oh! I wasn't paying any attention. Monika's right next to me, watching me with a weird stare. I've called your name a few times now, but I suppose it seems like you've been bothered by something. Are you looking at those two? I'm not. Why would I even look at them in the first place? Because you're curious. To be honest, I thought Natsuki would already be getting audibly angry at Devon right now. It's quite surprising. Well, I don't think she hates him as much as she pretends to. She's just not used to seeing other people, let alone boys. Since Devon is a nice person, I'm pretty sure she'll end up enjoying his company soon enough. Do you enjoy his company? These questions are so embarrassing to answer. Monika's always so curious. Of course. It's always hard to talk with him, but I like seeing him around. I see. Well, then you should try talking to him some more. I know, but Sayori's his friend, and they're always together. I don't want to separate them. What are you talking about, Yuri? I'm pretty sure Sayori would love to see Devon hang out with other people. Ooh, this is the behind the scenes of Monika saying, hey, this is basically Monika trying to ruin Sayori's life by trying to get Devon or somebody else to talk to Devon rather than her. So I think that's kind of what's going on there. You think? Of course. I told you, you're our role model, so don't hesitate to talk to him and show him how you feel. How I feel? Oh, I meant that you could show him that you want to be his friend. I'm sure he'll be really happy to know it. I smile at Monika. It's true that I want to be his friend, but it's so hard to talk to him when he's so close to Sayori. But if he's around her, it surely means that he likes that kind of personality, and I'm her polar opposite. Hey now, don't forget I'm here. Oh, sorry, Monika. I don't feel so good right now. Would you mind if I went to the bathroom for a little while? Why would I mind? Of course you can go. Just make sure you're back in time to share your poem with the rest of the group, alright? Oh, right. Poems. I had forgotten about that. Sure, I'll be right back. I stuff my book back into my bag and I get up. Natsuki and Devon are both happily chatting near the closet. What a surprising sight. I open the club door and step out of the room. I sigh. I'm feeling incredibly nervous. There's no particular reason for it, though. Everything went well with Devon, and my personal problems should be sorted out. So what's this feeling I'm having? I shake my head and walk to the nearest bathroom. I put my hands on the sides of the sink. I look at my reflection in the mirror. I don't even look that tired, so what I'm feeling probably isn't exhaustion. This is frustrating. I lift my sleeve. The little cut I got yesterday is now almost gone. I touch it with my finger. It feels a little weird. Just what was I thinking? You weren't thinking! That's why you did it! You went insane for a split minute. My ears itchy now. I wash my face with some cold water. I just have to share my poem and it'll be over. I'll finally be back in my daily routine. Maybe sharing poems will give me an opportunity to talk to Devon. I dry my hands and I walk out into the corridor. What were you doing? Oh God, Monica, don't scare me like that. I wasn't expecting her to be here. That was unexpected. Haha, sorry. You were taking a long time, so I was getting worried. I'm just feeling a little uneasy. No big deal. Don't worry about it. Do you want to go for a walk a little? Or do you want to go to walk for a little bit? Fresh air could help. Why not? Are you coming too? Of course. Monica walks down the stairs first and signs me to follow her. I look behind me. Are Natsuki and Devon still talking? I'll have to ask her how it went later. Ooh. Curious. Monica was right. Breathing a bit of fresh air instantly makes me feel a bit better. Feeling better? A bit. Thank you for... Whoa! Thank you for accompanying me, Monica. That's like literally the same exact thing I said. It just repeated itself. Don't worry about that. That's what friends are for, after all. You told me that you weren't feeling very good, yes? Well, no, I mean, I just can't understand what I'm feeling. It's a little strange. I'm not really tired or stressed. Everything's been going well, too. So it's just bothering me. I had that uneasy sensation, you know? It's love. Well, to me it's pretty clear. Is that so? Are you feeling the same? I do, sometimes. Tell me, Yuri, this is just a guess, but aren't you feeling a little jealous? Well, jealous? Why would I be jealous? It seems like you've really enjoyed talking to Devon yesterday, and today, even though you chose a book for him to read, he's spending time with Natsuki. I'd understand if you were jealous, and it's not a bad thing, not at all. You said it yourself, you might be a little jealous of Sayuri and Devon. But, I can't read this properly, I'm sorry. I've never been jealous of Natsuki. She's one of my best friends. That's why you don't understand what you're feeling, in my opinion. Then again, this is only my guess. It could be something else. But take it easy, alright? Don't overthink it. Things will happen in due time. I just don't know if I should believe in what Monica's saying. Don't do it! It's a trap! It sounds like jealousy could be a possibility in a way. But I just can't bring myself to accept that. Natsuki hates Devon after all. So she says, but you're gonna believe everything she says, Yuri? That makes sense. I'll think about it then. You've said you felt it before too. Was it because of one of us? It'd take a little too much time to explain, but you know, that horrible feeling you get when you see something you can't have? Like what's behind the computer screen? That kind of jealousy. Don't be ridiculous, Monica. You're so motivated you can get about anything you want. I trust you. Well, I don't think it'll be possible this time. But that doesn't matter. I trust you to show Devon that you want to be closer to him, alright? I'll do my best. Wait, was that? Hold on. I don't know, I just kind of closed my eyes, but did she just kind of glitch away? Yo! I don't know if that happened, but if it did, that's kind of creepy. Monica smiles at me sweetly and turns around. I really wonder what exactly she was talking about. She's always so determined. Her personality and her body make her the perfect high school student. What could be so inaccessible? Without another word, I follow Monica inside the building. Get closer to Devon. I guess reading his poem will give me a better idea of who he is. It should make me able to figure out his interests. I hope mine will give him an opportunity to express his opinion. Monica's silent. That's unlike her. She usually likes to talking when she isn't doing something else. Something's on her mind, that's for sure. By the way, Monica, I don't know, my mouse is like on the screen right now, so like it just kind of looks really odd. By the way, Monica. You were searching for Sayori earlier, right? Did you finally ask her what you needed? What I needed? It was nothing like that. Then what was it? It's hard to explain, as I said. Yeah, she was just basically going to tell Sayori, hey, stop it, he's mine! Let's just say that it has a link to what I told you about jealousy. Does Sayori have anything to do with it? Anyway, classic frickin' Monica, always changing the subject. God damn it. Why don't we head back to the club now? The others may be waiting for us, you know. She's being a little too evasive. It doesn't bother me, but it makes me a little curious. Oh! Don't do that, I swear to God! That's not okay. It's not even the freaking, like, the actual glitching motion that scared me. It was the fact that the noise came out of nowhere, and it's like, whoa. That jolted me. That was not okay. This isn't my business after all. Is that her basically controlling my mind and saying, oh, don't worry about it, Yuri? Oh. If Monica doesn't want to talk about it, then I shouldn't keep bringing it up. Monica climbs up the stairs. I jog behind her to keep the pace. Eee. I close the club door behind me. I immediately glance at Natsuki. What? What? She's sitting on the floor next to Devon. They're both reading one of her manga. How am I supposed to talk to him now? Without a warning, Monica speaks with great projection. Okay, everyone. Devon stares at her with an incredulous look. Are you ready to share poems? Or are you all ready with today's poems? Oh God, I knew it was coming, but I really didn't want to share mine anymore. It's not going to. Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry, I just need to make sure we have enough time. Though you do look pretty cozy over there. Oh, she's just like really like tampering with Yuri's heart. Natsuki looks at Devon and realizes she's a little too close to him. Just now, why was Natsuki so aggressive towards Monica? This is unlike her. She values friendship as much as I do. And I'm gonna pull out my mouse a little bit because my shoulder is a little bit sore. Oh, that hurts so much. I don't know why, but it's like for some reason, I don't know, for the past few days my body's been really sore, and sitting here for like a solid half hour does not help that fact. This is unlike her. She values friendship as much as I do. Monica comes next to me and whispers. See, Natsuki feels a little bit more at ease now. Well, a little bit too much maybe, but still. Was it just me, or has she been acting differently than usual? I've noticed it too. Natsuki never acts this way. Anyway, it does look like she's appreciating her time with Devon, though. So that's a pretty good thing, don't you think? Indeed. I knew she wouldn't pretend for too long, though. I guess you know her too well. Remember, though, it's your turn to try and speak to him, alright? Monica winks at me and walks away to sit on a chair. I turn my head to look at Devon and Natsuki. They're both getting up now. I can't hear what they're saying, but it looks like Devon is trying to give her the manga back. They talk for a few seconds, and he keeps the manga? But I lent him a book. I look down. He probably prefers reading manga anyway. I hear the two of them walking back to the main table. Devon puts the manga in his bag over the book I lent him. Monica was patiently waiting for them to finish, arms crossed. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. Devon looks slightly worried now. Did he even write a poem? Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Everybody gets their poems out of their bags. I reluctantly grab my notebook. It looks like Devon actually wrote a poem after all. I stand still to get a good look at what he's written, but I can't see a thing. It looks like he's written quite a lot, though. I can't wait. Devon stands in the middle of the room for a few seconds, looking at everyone one by one. Is he hesitating to decide who he'll be sharing his poem with? Suddenly, he takes a step towards Natsuki. She looks very surprised, but at least she doesn't seem to be as angry as she was yesterday. I'm pretty sure she's really looking forward to reading this poem. She quickly reads it and looks at him. I can tell she... Are you alright? I stare at Monica without understanding what she had said for a few seconds. I was so absorbed in Natsuki and Devon that I didn't see her standing right next to me. Oh, yeah. You do know we have to share poems, right? Oh, that's right. Has Sayori shown her yours yet? It looks like she's not really in the mood to do so. Ooh. Why is that? She's just waiting for someone to share a poem. She's staring at Natsuki and Devon. In my opinion, she's trying to get some information about the other poems. Let's just leave her alone for a bit and share our poems with each other, alright? Alright then. I wanted to see Sayori's poem, but I guess it'd be better for us to leave her alone. And this is why she's sad, because nobody comes to talk to her. Let's share her poems then. What have you written, Yuri? I opened my notebook to the page I wrote yesterday. God, my writing's all shaky. I shyly hand the notebook to Monica. She reads it a few times and squints her eyes. Were you a little tired when you wrote this, Yuri? Your writing's all shaky. Ooh. Is that her reading my mind, or is that just her making a coincidental statement of what we basically just said? Just a bit. I was so worried about my mother that I didn't really work on my poem's presentation. Sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Actually, even though your writing's a little shaky, I really like your poem. I haven't read a lot of your works before, so correct me if I'm wrong, but this one's a little different from the ones you usually write, right? Indeed, I wanted to try something that was deep with more symbolism. Something with some kind of meaning. I wasn't too sure about what I wanted to say in this poem, but I think it just came out nicely. Have you understood something from it? Except its superficial nature, of course? I'm not too sure, but is this about the past and its link to the present? The way I see it, the person described this poem as like a ghost in a way. They're here under the spotlight, but they're unable to let go of the past while at the same time being a part of the present. Well, that's merely my interpretation, but I think some people are a bit like that. Monica chuckles. So how did I do? Fascinating. Monica's interpretation was impressive. When I'm writing those poems, the concept is always a little abstract in my head. However, Monica managed to take all those abstract concepts and explain them. I smile at Monica. Really impressive. It was on point. You really understood what I meant in my poem. Well, that was to be expected of you. You're the club president after all. Why, thank you, Yuri. Want to read my poem? I'd be glad to know what you think about it. Of course. Monica hands me the poem with a big smile on her face. I take it with my 2 hands and I slowly read it. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction of the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor. Is this hole in the wall or hole in wall? See, the direction of the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realized now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. I get chills just by reading her poem. This is a masterpiece. It's easy to tell that she wanted to put a message in her poem too, but I can't seem to figure out what it is. Yeah, because it's not existent in your world. One thing's for sure, it's heartfelt. So how was it? I spent a while on this one, you know. It's honestly really good. I can't find any flaws in your writing. I feel some kind of rhythm when you're reading it, and it's pretty easy to picture what you wrote in my head. The only thing I don't really understand here is the message you wanted to put in it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that was your objective too, wasn't it? But since you wrote about something you personally wanted to convey with your own meaning, I'd say it's pretty normal for me not to understand. It could have a link to the story about jealousy you told me earlier in a way. Seeing an infinite amount of possibilities and choices you can't reach. Well, a poem rarely makes me think that much, but as I said, it's really good. I look up from the poem to see Monica's listening to me. Oh. I'm sorry, did I overthink it? I mean, I just... yeah, that's alright. Actually, it's fascinating to hear your train of thought. I indeed wanted to talk about a personal experience in that poem. I can't really tell you what it's about, as I'm not too sure myself. But I think your interpretation isn't too far from the truth. Mine is nothing next to yours, Monica. Well, only Devon will tell us. Don't forget you have to share your poem with him, too. If you speak with all your passion, just like you did with me, there's no doubt things will be interesting. Monica winks at me and goes back to her chair. I look at my poem again. Whoa. Turns out I may have made something a little better than I had initially expected. Suddenly, I hear some steps towards me. I stare at Devon. Looks like he's done sharing his poem with Natsuki. He has an odd smile on her face. I've never seen her this way. Oh, it's my turn. Cool. Without a word, Devon stopped next to me, smiling. Oh, does he want to show me his poem? I gently take the poem from his hands. That is so good. That is freaking amazing. The fact that it's literally just all the words you would choose in the actual little poem minigame. Oh, that's so funny. Adventure, alone, amazing, awesome, beauty, bed, blessed, broken, calm, charm, cheer, childhood, clumsy, color, comfort, cry, dance, dark, daydream, dazzle. That's a great poem, Devon. That's a very great, wonderful, spectacular. It's better than mine. It's better than both mine and Monica's combined, obviously. I think I should just quit writing because obviously you've outdone me in many ways possible, so... And I'm pretty sure those are Natsuki's words, too. And there's a little picture of like a drawing of a stick figure, which I cannot make out. Well, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to end up being Natsuki. What did I just read? It's a little weird. His poem has that simplistic vibe to it. I can't take this seriously. I can clearly see he's put some effort in it. Yeah, just write a bunch of different freaking... If poem making was really that easy and simple, just to write a bunch of words down and put it on paper, and just read it a bunch of words in order, from 1 to 20, then I wish I would make so much money. I would sell all my poems, and I'd be a millionaire. I'd be quitting everything I've always wanted to do in life and just go for writing poems that have 20 words in there that make no sense whatsoever. And what's with that drawing? There are so many questions I wish I could ask him, but it would just frustrate him. I can easily feel that it's beginner's work. He's tried mixing styles and doing some freeform writing. How am I supposed to tell him that without hurting him? But that may be a good occasion to talk to him, just like Monica told me. What shall I start with? What is... Oh! Sorry, I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. I can't just deduce. I don't know what the frick. She's using big words again. This is his first poem. For all I know, he may already have written in the past, so I can't just start giving him advice like that. I need to know if it's his first for him or not. This is embarrassing, but seeing him look at me this way just makes me want to talk to him more. Okay, this is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Oh, so it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. God. I sound way too harsh. I thought this would go well, but I'm just getting lost in my thoughts again. I need to be outgoing, but not too harsh. I need to be interesting. This is too hard for a person like me. I sigh. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, here it goes. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. And I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, by learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki could be a little biased, though. Biased? How? What did I just say? I didn't mean to. Natsuki said so many bad things about Devon, so I just assumed that, though they looked like they got along well together. Who am I to say such things? What doesn't make sense to me is that, like, he already shared with Natsuki, so it's like, oh, let's tell him after he already gets feedback from Natsuki that Natsuki's biased. That just doesn't make sense to me. Or maybe it does. I don't know. Nothing makes sense to me in this game. This is Doki Doki. I have to apologize to Natsuki for saying that. I just got lost in my train of thoughts again, and I wasn't thinking straight. Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. That's fine. Do you mind if I read your poem now? I take a deep breath. Now's the time to know what he'll think about it. Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. I smile at Devon as he takes the poem from my hands. Will he understand what I meant in it? I hope he will. His poem wasn't as great as I expected it to be, but it has shown me that he's able to understand some things. I cross my fingers behind my back. A minute passes. He's still reading my poem? Oh, I remember what Monica told me. Maybe he's just struggling to read my handwriting. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Devon jerks his head up and looks at me with a confused expression. What? I wasn't thinking of that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah, well that's just because I don't read scripts very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. So Devon liked my writing? For some reason, that makes me a little happy. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was very descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Well, he didn't understand my poem. Yay! That's a bit disappointing. Ew, ew. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Devon. Really? I must have totally missed the point. You did! You suck! You should quit now while you're at it! Ow, my throat. Well, I suppose you did only just glance over after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts and feelings. I just completely pressed the button without meaning to. So I'm not going to scroll back all the way down and express experiences in their work. They usually do more than just tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy to think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. Whoa! I'm counting on you. Devon nods at me with a big smile and takes his poem back. I slowly sigh. That wasn't as horrible as I expected it to be. I ended up having to explain my poem a little too much, but it was pretty interesting. It's a bit disappointing to see that Devon didn't understand the main message of my poem, but I'd gladly do it again. Devon walks towards Monika. She's already smiling at him. Sayori's still at the table, looking around her and listening to Monika and Devon. Natsuki's just reading her manga in a corner of the room. I take a step towards her. She lifts her head. Oh, Yuri, shared your poem with everyone already? Well, oh, you know what? Is this where they're gonna start fighting? Is this like the beginning of the fight that we don't get to see? Well, I shared it with Monika and Devon, and Sayori looks like she's focusing on something else. How did it go? What are you talking about? Well, you were with Devon a bit earlier, am I right? It looks like things went well. See, there was no reason to. Oh, don't talk about that. What? Natsuki's tone was so cold just now. How come? You should be happy to talk to him, right? He's not that bad after all. Yuri, I said no. It just makes me feel uneasy being around him, so please, just don't talk about him. What's she saying? This isn't Natsuki. Natsuki would never talk like that. She's still just reading her manga as if nothing's wrong. Hey Natsuki, what's wrong? Did he say something that embarrassed you? She closes her manga. Did I just sound harsh, Yuri? Natsuki looks hurt. Kind of. I just wanted to know how it went, and you suddenly answered me in a cold manner. Oh god, I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm fearing the worst. Did Devon tell her something awful? No, he wouldn't do that. He probably just... I'm so sorry, Yuri, but I was reading that particularly upsetting passage of my manga. My mood easily fluctuates when I'm concentrated on a story. Another big Natsuki word. So to answer your question, I hate admitting that, but he isn't as horrible as I thought. His poem was actually really good. Of course, I couldn't tell him that. Else he'd start believing he's some kind of master at poems or some sort. He is! He has the greatest writing style ever. He puts 20 words on a piece of paper, and you know what? He's making his dreams come true. Did you see it too? I did. To be completely honest, I was kind of disappointed. I think that he has potential, but his poem wasn't really powerful. Really? Well, I kind of disagree. There was a certain presence emanating from it. I can't take it seriously. After what we saw of this poem, it's like, why are they saying stuff like this? Like, why are they pretending like it's an actual poem? Something that compelled me to like it, you know? What are you laughing for? To think that you were hating him just yesterday. You've made a complete 180. Well, you know what? That doesn't matter. After all, it's not like I want to get closer to him. Well, I wouldn't mind. I put my hand in front of my mouth. What am I saying? This is too awkward. You what? What do you mean? You like to get closer to him? As a friend, of course. I don't want to, you know. Well then, if you say so. Natsuki gives me a weird stare. Suddenly Monika sits next to her. How's everything going, girls? Oh, Monika. It's all going well. My shoulder's killing me again. I hate it so much. And Yuri and I have already shared our poems with Devon, so we're talking about what he wrote. We don't really agree on what to think about it, though. Remember, the way you see a poem or any type of art in general is really subjective. You just have to talk it out and say what you liked and what you disliked. Actually, I just read his poem, and as if my interpretation is correct, Yuri, you dislike his poem, right? What? How'd you know? It's pretty obvious. He clearly wrote it with a certain style, and knowing Natsuki, it was clear that she liked it. Ah! Why are you doing this? His poem was nothing. It was words. It's not a poem. How do you tell? God, Monika, don't just say those things. It's true that his style was interesting. It's very simplistic, yet it has a meaning behind it. It's not too elaborate. Of course, this is a first for him, but I was impressed. Also, you found a meaning in his poem. I thought it was well written, but I couldn't find a deeper meaning to it. Mind telling us what it was about? Monika's right. By criticizing his poem, I didn't even take the time to try to understand what he wanted to convey. Natsuki's hesitating to give her full opinion, though. Actually, how can I say this? God, I can't explain it. You know, that feeling of... this is frustrating. Poems transcend words, you know? Natsuki, I don't mean to be harsh, but poems are words. Well, you get what I meant. Am I dreaming, or if you actually quoted one of your manga? Of course I didn't. Why would I do that? Monica burst into laughter. The situation is so ridiculous. Natsuki, however, is still looking at us with an exasperated expression. You two are children, and I'm just a freaking 3-foot tall child. It's funny coming from Natsuki because Natsuki is the shortest one and the youngest one in this classroom. We're just cheesing you, Natsuki. Oh, by the way, Monica, what did Devon think of your poem? Oh, my poem? I don't think he really understood what it was about. He actually called it my poem freeform. Freeform? But your poems are so great, Monica. It's far from being freeform. Foam? I don't mind, though. I think he enjoyed it. He asked for an explanation, but I think he ended up learning a bit more about the process of writing a poem. Oh, that's right. I haven't read your poem, Monica. Can I take a look at it? Of course. Here you go. Monica hands Natsuki her poem. She grabs it and starts eagerly reading it. I like it. It's not my style of writing, obviously, but I can see a lot of effort went into it. What's that about looking through a hole, though? I didn't really get that part. It's supposed to be the main part of the poem, actually. Well, sorry, but I really enjoyed the writing, though. That's alright. By the way, have you two shared your poems with each other yet? Oh, no, we haven't. We're busy discussing Devon's poem, so we haven't done it yet. Well, then, I'll let you get to it. And then this is where things go wrong. I'll go talk to Sayori for a little bit. Alright, let's do it. Natsuki and I exchange our poems. Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Love it. Beautiful. Best thing in the world. Well, this isn't really surprising, but I expected Natsuki to put a little more effort into it. I smile a little. Obviously, she didn't really try. What's with this language? Ooh, this is where it starts. This is where Devon kind of peeps in. Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. We both put our respective poems back on the desk. I can see Natsuki's eyes, and she isn't too impressed by my poem either. It's true that we've never really shared our writing before, though. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. How am I supposed to answer that? I can't really find any adjectives to describe her poem. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? What's with Natsuki's behavior? She's never been this aggressive towards me. Is she just trying to say that because I said her poem was cute? I didn't want to be mean. I just wanted to compliment her. I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something to say, nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. I can't just lie to her and tell her that her poem was great. How can I tell her about what I think? How can I tell her about what I think she needs to fix? It sounds like she really isn't in a good mood today, so she'll most likely get upset. As her friend, I have to tell her. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Devon did too. She's losing her temper. I glance at Sayori. She looks a little surprised. I thought she didn't want to participate in the sharing of poems. Natsuki never even told me that she shared hers with Sayori in the first place. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style, and I don't expect it to change anytime soon. Unless, of course, I come across something particular inspiring. I just died a bit. Which I haven't yet. That was unnecessary passive-aggressive, but Natsuki's acting so strangely. This kind of fight never happened before, so why now? Is her behavior linked to Devon? Is she just trying to act tough in front of him? I know I shouldn't be doing this, but Natsuki needs to have some sense knocked into her. And Devon liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki stands up and looks at me. I can see her anger burning in her eyes. This isn't the Natsuki I know. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. She can't just use these as arguments. She knows perfectly well that it's hard for me to talk to people. This is... that's not what I... You're just... Without even thinking, my nose is itchy. I stand up and I look down at Natsuki. Maybe you're just jealous that Devon appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. I said it. Just a few moments ago, we were all peacefully talking to each other, but it's her fault. She wanted it. She's in a bad mood for God knows what reason. She's just letting her anger on me. This is unfair. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? I clench my fists. I don't think I've ever felt such an amount of anger. Natsuki's just making herself look like a fool. No! If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Ugh! Faking her cuteness in her poems? No thank you. This is just lame. Sayori shyly walks towards us. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one who boobs Magic Guru size bigger as soon as Devon started showing up. Natsuki! Oh? So she went and said it. My best friend actually said it. I feel my nails digging into my skin as I clench my fists even harder. How could she say something like that? Just because she wants to be the tough one? Does she want to be admired by Devon that badly? I'm sure he doesn't want to be near such a hopeless girl anyway. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I yelled at Monica without even thinking. This is between me and Natsuki. I don't like fighting, guys. I appreciate Sayori's concern too, but this is none of her business. I can feel the tension growing between me and Natsuki. I wish I didn't have to come to that, but I can't let Natsuki ruin my reputation. Her poem needs to be some fixing, and she's acting so childish over it. I turn to Devon and look at him straight in the eye. Devon, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she can get over herself and learn to appreciate the simple writings more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Devon. My mouth is so, it's salivating so harsh right now. Her arguments are totally wrong, so why is she making them sound so true? Why is she acting all cute in front of Devon? It makes me want to shout her even more. Wait! There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning that are the most effectively. Wow, I can't talk. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Devon? Well... Devon's standing there, looking alternatively at Natsuki and me. The choice shouldn't be too hard, right? My arguments are on point. There's no way he'd go for Natsuki. She's just being overly cutesy, and not making any proper sense. What? He's probably gonna choose Natsuki anyway. Yuri, you're really talented. Well, I sigh with relief. So Devon understood what I meant. But complimenting me like that, that's a little... But Natsuki has a point. There you go! There it is, right there! But Natsuki has a point. I think that conveying feelings with a few words can be just as impressive as well. It lets the reader's imagination take over, and Natsuki's poem did a really good job at that. Oh, so in the end he doesn't agree with me. I should have expected that. After all, my arguments aren't that good, and Natsuki's so much cuter than I am. Yeah! It did, didn't it? Shows how much you know. That's not... She keeps trying to irritate me in front of Devon. Does she want me to start yelling again? That won't happen. I'm not that type of person. It seems like she doesn't know me after all. And here I thought we were friends. Natsuki, I think that's enough. Huh? Me? But she was so mean to me. She's trying to sound all whiny to get Devon's pity, huh? Who started it after all? She was the mean one. She was talking about my... It was entirely her fault. Look, what we talked about yesterday was right. Writing is really a really personal thing, and sharing it can be definitely hard. It looks like we learned that today. Even a small criticism can lead to something pretty heated. Sayori stands behind Devon, nodding in agreement. I wonder whose side he's on. Or she's on. She's been very quiet today. That's unusual. Yeah, so? You don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki. Ah! Natsuki's all surprised. Why does she react this way if she knows that her writing is good? Thanks for noticing. She looks down, not saying another word. She should be happy to get some praise. She loves it. Yuri. I look at Devon. Judging from the expression on his face, I must seem awful to him. I'm sure Natsuki didn't mean everything she said, so you don't need to feel threatened either. His smile is so soothing. Just looking at him makes my heart flutter. All the hatred I felt seconds ago had been replaced with some sort of happiness. What is this? Well, if you say so. Hey, it's not like you need to apologize for me, Devon. Sheesh. She inhales and she quickly glances at me. The thing about... She looks around the room. She's obviously in an embarrassing situation. I'm sorry, it's been literally an hour now and my brain is all mush. So it's hard to read after that long. I can't help but feel a little sorry for her. Just a little. Would everyone stop staring at me? Sayori and Monica are still watching in the back of the room look away. I keep my attention focused on her. I know this is childish, but I'd like to hear her apologize. Anyway, the thing about your boobs, I didn't mean it, okay? That's all. She looks away, ignoring my gaze. I may have sounded a little harsh, or maybe way too harsh. Now that I think about it, what was I thinking? Natsuki's my friend. How could I be so mean? Yeah, you're naturally beautiful, Yuri. Sayori? Whoa, I was about to say Devon, but for some reason, I don't know. This is what I'm talking about. My brain is mush. For some reason, this sounds too embarrassing for me to handle. Saying it in front of Devon, I'll go make some tea. I turn around, leaving everyone where they were before. While I open the closet to grab the tea set, I hear Sayori talking to Devon. I was just trying to help. I'm sure she appreciated Sayori. I shake my head. Of course I appreciate it, but it just wasn't the right moment. I put the tea set on the table and I make the kettle. I guess I need some more water again. I head to the door and I leave the clubroom as fast as possible. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it here, because this is a good place to leave off. We're not, part of the actual story anymore, or at least not right now. But my shoulders hurt and I need to take a break. I love how the perfect moment I'm about to end off the video and my mother walks in and gives me fudge. I'm like, greatness, I love this. This is beautiful. I'm dropping the sprinkles everywhere though. There's sprinkles on this fudge. So I'll leave it here so I can eat my fudge. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'd love it to the channel. Guys, I've got a Discord. Come check me out inside each. It's gonna be a fun time for all. Hope you guys enjoy this video as much as I make it. I hope to see you guys in my next one. Goodbye!